Morning, guys. I just want to show you guys something about how the system functionality is designed to make sure that we capture all the information at quote time and then nothing after that. There's no double entry, nothing like that. And I want to show you how the customer, when they provide a purchase order to us, how we need to get that into the system. So what I've done here is there's a first test row. You'll see that it says internet request to build stock, reliable pressings, um, how to video on accepting quotes. Okay, so let's just quickly have a look at the quote. It's quite simple. That's what the customer gets. Okay, and in this instance, we've got two lines. Okay, not unreasonable to quote with two items on there. Okay, right. Let's pretend that we get a telephone. It's Bolton, Angel, and Piper. They say, look, it's an emergency. We're going to send you through a purchase order, but here's my verbal purchase order. Okay, so let's go back. We go into the quote as the customer sees it, which is over here. Right. Then we go and say view in the browser. We click there. Now what you have here is how the customer will be looking at it. So it looks pretty good. Just says quotation. Right, we've got the two-line items. Now there's this functionality that they have there where they can quite easily either decline the quote, but hopefully accept the quote. You press that. If they give you a purchase order, you do as they would do. Okay, you accept it, and you go down again, and then let's put the purchase order number in that they give us. PO, and here's all the ones I've been putting in recently, and we call this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and then it says who it's ordered by, and we accept the quote. Now this has gone from a quote into a sale. So we're in here. All we need to do is use these buttons to go down. You see there's a cancel button over here. We go out. Okay. Now, Dawn will be sitting in the factory, or me. And if we go and look at the factory, we should expect to actually see something now. So we go to factory. We go to pending, which is the second item over here. And lo and behold, there we have. Let me make this a little bigger. There we have the sale, which has just been made. Okay. The purchase order that I gave it, and I was pending and sitting ready for Dawn to accept it. So what she does is here, she goes in here, and we have create the job card. There's no double capture. She's going to go in, and she can put in whatever that came from the quote. You can change that. She needs to change what delivery we're doing, so it's to receive the stock. We can put in our comments, etc., etc. The important thing now is we often have a problem. How do we split this? Because we don't want one job card with two items getting done on different days, delivered different days. So we have this. Do not split the job card, or we can split it into two. Split it into two, and you got your job card numbers. That'll be number 1, and that will be number 2. Okay. Now we go and have a look. Does that make sense? 10.2 by 20 by 1,6. So we got a disc spring over here. Okay. So we'll have to have a look at that. And this one is zinc plated M16. Okay. So then what we do is create the job card. Not a lot of difficult stuff to do there. No more entry. No more additional entry. So let's go all the way. You can either go to the end, or we can go to over here and we can click on reference number. So reference number takes the first. If I click it again, it takes the latest and puts it on top. Okay. So now if you look here, reliable pressings, Mr. Ivan Attlee, Mr. Ivan Attlee. Reference number, there's a reference number that we had. There's job number 2, 1. Your writing makes an impression, 2 of 2. There we go. Right, so we can go into these now. So let's print the job card. Let's have a look at what this says. Okay. So this is going to be the zinc plated stuff. There's the purchase order number that we put in. Okay. And then obviously now we would print 2 of these. And this goes to the factory, gets done. Okay. So there's a lot to absorb there. But this is how we take a single inquiry where there's 2 line items on the same quote or more. We get a single purchase order for that. We accept it with that purchase order. Okay. It goes to Dawn at pending. And then all she has to do is a few clicks. No more double capturing, no more double entry. But this emphasizes the point that we must capture data correctly because it flows right through the system. Okay. I'll sit with you guys and go through this again. But this is mostly for Leslie and Orbs, just for you to appreciate that we can put multiple items on a single quote. Okay. 2, that we must be particularly careful with what we put into the system, because once it's in the system, it's going to flow right through all the way to invoicing, because Dawn's not going to be correcting it. It's going to be kept like that. And then Dawn, for you to know that there's a way of splitting the job cards so it's convenient for you and your life is easy. Okay.